Well, when you find out that you say what you were, what that was, what that was for, what that's tried, what's that believed in, believed on, turns out to be the lie of lies. Well, it doesn't kill you. I'm still breathing. But to seek the truth further, is there any real need in reaching what will, one find there but more lies upon lies? See, that's what kind of runs our countries, they say, but they do the opposite. So it seems you've got us so twisted around, you really can't trust anyone. I mean, there are such crooks. God awful controlling crooks. And what would you do if you stepped down in that mess, When you got that stuff on your shoes? I mean, how would you clean that off? It'd just take like a good washing, But it could be the Christians and what they believe in. It's not really anything. It's not even true. Of a life hereafter passed on to be, if you believe in me, that wasn't from the creator of all. From the beginnings of the beginning. Their word didn't come from there. But I do know that words from places can travel to other places in just a flash. And those are the most important words. They come as thoughts. Those are the most important thoughts. And I'd like to investigate a little further to this one that suggested that to believe in, you could have life. And what exactly was that? What is the details of what, this one was saying? Because there's more than one. But like I say, he's not the creator of all. Not even close. But they'd like to be. But their wouldn't be a choice that we have in our will to do good or evil. There wouldn't be a choice. There wouldn't be anything good. You get it now? There wouldn't be anything good. It would all be evil. And the way I see the human race living is, it's a shame what these world leaders have put into things. It's brought down from king reigns eons on, millennia. What are the things you just can't say, you know? But that's just the way it goes when you're having thoughts with yourself, because there's no one, close around can touch on, and how would they accept that, understand that, or not even want to hear that, And it's a change of everything, like a restart, re-release. And we're going to bring it to a choice to where the fathers that we've been told and thought of, and I'm talking about the creator wall, from the beginnings of the very beginnings, the creator of all. That source is what I'm speaking of. When you get in a good connection of thought, it's there. And I enjoy most words of thoughts from there. Because, I just don't like telling lies. And all the games all these people play in this world of controllers and rulers, that's all they can do is lie. It's all they do. They've chosen a path, and the way the world is right now, with getting close to wars and poisoning the entire continent, so no life on Earth will ever breathe again because of some of the mistakes these people have made. And there's no one, and there's people have to pay for this stuff. And it's not in a denomination of, how much money you have, because, money doesn't mean a thing. It's made up. These are pretty malleable rocks. We like them. We collect them, we smash them, and we do things with them, and, it's a lot of fun. Not really your business anyway. What the hell is it for? We like them, and, you guys get them, you dig them, and we appreciate it. And we try to trade a little more. But, things the way that's been done and controlled on this planet are just getting mistaken very badly. Because coming from a source of a true creator, that is not purity, There's no purity within. Wow. Just so few on this planet. It has become overrun. Because, a lot of people are under guns and swords and dull butcher knives, And this wars, these creatures, they thrive on this. That's their thing. When you tell a lie, I guess it must feel good. And this here, when they start a war, and there's, because nothing means anything. It seems to be like the blood. the life is spilled, that seems to be more to their liking. But it's not the kind of bloodshed back in the day when a hacking and butchering and fields is laid deep in blood. Body parts, innards, brains, eyeballs, you name it, all cut to pieces. And a few rambling around picking up souvenirs and things to take, and I guess this will be over now. We can go back and to do our thing as we were living under the protection, because we are the protection of this castle, this king, this queen. And this castle and this king and this queen, what are their beliefs? What are their true beliefs in believing what is real on this planet and what we're for? Those things are really important. They need to be asked, because we need to know exactly. It's like no one can lie anymore. Someone asks you something, just tell them the truth from that moment on. It's starting over. And if they're trying to, the remembrance of something, do you remember back, or do you know, or can you recall, or time with me starts and begins at this moment. Starting anew, starting over. It's because there really was a person who gave himself for sacrifice as Christ. And that Christ, the way I'm understanding, meant that when he did this, now the actual thing of what he did and the forgiving and all that stuff, but it brought around out through that, through this timing, this grace, this love, this forgiveness. And it's just a beautiful thought, and you just believe that beautiful thought and live it. And the only way we're going to do this is not telling any lies. You meet someone, you just speak and talk from that moment on. Just don't say any lies. And then you won't have to remember, You won't have to recall. Wow. So that's how it's done. Well, I can't process information that quickly. I tried to do something when I was a child because of something that was done to me, and I overheard people, what they would do, what they should do, what they should do, this, that, and I'm a big, it could be 4 or 5, and I knew, I understand, and then I try to do that, and I in turn, I got damaged. It was a concussion. It was a severe concussion because of what I was trying to do that got done to me. I was on the path of knocking somebody's brains out, Well, they fed me some Drano. I and a friend fed us some Drano. dumped it out of her hands. Yeah, we don't want to. And then they, no. And just real persistent, talking and pretend to eat it and stuff, and then puts it in her hand, puts it in my hand. I just look over and they just, oh yeah, I threw it in my mouth and, oh man, we were spitting it. We just ran back home screaming, and tongues out because, man, it was burnt, like holes. So that was, I was trying to get the revenge for, because someone mentioned just not to knock him in the head. So, man, I was as big as the world. I can do anything. Because I could. Even at 4 or 5 years old, I could do it all. And then I got kind of turned around. So now it's about processing the information thing. When you ask me about something, I remember whatever and all, it's like I'm there. And I can separate it and get to where, wherever, and then move the pieces, If you play a clean game, then you don't have to worry about where do you put them pieces, where was that, But and then I heard somebody the other day, and they were giving an answer to a question, and the way they were talking and stuff, it was like, it was a lie, And gee, I didn't know. That's, wow. I know what I'm trying to remember, and I'm trying to recall, that moment, what went on. I have to take it in sections like that. I just can't bring it up and just whip it out, I think the only thing I could whip out at the time is a lie, and it's not the kind of, real bad lie. It's a funny, it's just a funny lie. And there's some, there's nothing bad. It's like a joke, and I have fun when I do that, but whether somebody's paying attention or not, that's something else. And usually, do things, say things, just to see, listen to reaction, and oh well, it's so again. It'd be nice to have somebody to talk to, Yeah. So when I do, I think relaxed and calm, like your body's stretched, it's energized, and then go into meditation, and you think of yourself and the thoughts of the creator of all, back to the beginnings of the beginning. It is so far, no one will ever know. It can't be known. The closer that two are, or more in the understanding, the farther away, the less your understanding. So we all here on earth seems we really need to be closer. And we all bring this earth closer just by meditating and thinking and having good thoughts. And don't lie. Don't cheat. And think of those the laws, the rules to do in the Holy Bible. Maybe the 4 commandments, because the other ones at the bottom might point out things that are wrong, and we don't want that. So we need to just take those out. We need the first 4 commandments, because you obey even the 3. you can't do any of the other stuff. You just can't do it because it wouldn't be following that rule of thought. And with that kind of growth, conquering the world, that's it. That denotes everything. That's the all. That's the creator of alls. It's in his will. And he gives a choice. And imagine taking that. What would that be to this world? That would be everything to this world. That would make it a very beautiful place. And in still time, we all hope that it can be before the little tipsy ones are going to succeed in destroying the earth. They're as good at being evil as good as trying to be good. That's a touch of a weakness, and it needs to be brought more whole, more to strongly ascertain. And those kind of thoughts come to be to the will of the creator of all is on earth as it is, and connects it so this can be heaven. What greater thing is there on earth than that? There isn't anything any greater than the creator of all. And of being in his heaven and living with his will that makes everything perfect, there's no reason to even discuss. All the countries, across the world, you need to lay down your weapons as you see things are getting out of hand. You can't control these devices. And there would be controls in order to have these devices, and you haven't done that exceptionally well, and this is the only acceptance, exceptionally well. They need to turn in their armorage. Yeah, I know there's ones that are most beneficial to that kind of harm of arms, but you know how to adjust and make things even better. To stop discerning with this thought and turn it into something that's better, for real, for truth, and not just for your profit, because it causes a lack in so many others. That's not equality, and that is in the Father's heaven, in the will of the Father's heaven, that we want here on earth to be. I'm not going to stop. I can't. These kind of thoughts possess me. They have me, and I'm at its will, because I believe that's what's right and correct in bringing it all. And this is all for the will of the Father in heaven, that will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That will be done on earth as it is in heaven. It's time bending, it's coming true. The will of the Father and true be on earth as it is in heaven. And then earth will become heaven connected, like a net, protected in that, because we all speak truth. From the next moment on, we all speak in truth. And that's not all the distractions, such as, imagine a distraction going on right now. Everybody's mind drawn to that. What if we just were to stop that kind of a drain and think of and true and speak into each other and bring in the thoughts of the Creator of all. That's our Father. Because, to what I understand, we became a piece of that through the interactions with those even closer to the Father. But they didn't always have the best will in mind. And that brings a duality of will.